I'm Kathy McCabe. In this special, we explore the transformative power of Italy, from living like an Italian to how to move here. Join me as we dream of Italy, travel, transform, and thrive.
I like the contrast that Italy gives me, and I feel at home here. I love Italians, I love Italian food, I love Italian people, the culture, the music.
What if I told you that I found a place that holds the secret to a happier, healthier, and more meaningful life? Where? Italy, of course. Italy regularly ranks at the top of the Bloomberg Global Health Index as the healthiest country in the world, with Italians living longer and enjoying a rich quality of life. Today, our guests will share the 11 essential elements of the Italian lifestyle that you can use to transform your life at home or even plan a move to Italy as they did. We will visit Sting and his wife, film producer and director Trudy Styler, on their Tuscan farm and vineyard.
I think it's that soft power that Italy radiates around the world that attracts people here. You know my mind is made up!
Under the Tuscan sun author Frances Mays at Brahma Sole, the villa she renovated in Cortona.
It's more like time is a river. Time is something that flows and you're in it.
Legendary director Francis Ford Coppola at his boutique hotel in Basilicata, inspired by his ancestors.
So I said, here's a town where if you walk down the street in Bernalda with this beautiful corso, the people will be happy to see you and they'll be interested where you're from and proud of their town. They'll invite you to the house for lunch.
Best-selling financial author David Bach, who is enjoying a radical family sabbatical in Florence.
And what we're learning here to do in Florence is slow down to the speed of life.
Former Hollywood film executive Arlene Antoinette Gibbs in Rome, where she changed careers.
So you get to know your flower truck.
You get to know your flower guy. Yeah. And retired widow Sally Carasino, who is thriving aging out of place in Italy.
Gave me hope, and I realized that life is so short and that you really, really have to live every moment.
Together, let's take a journey through the essentials of Italian life. The land, food, family, passion, pace of life, art and culture, beauty, community, movement, celebrations, and sense of home. You might be inspired to take a trip to Italy. I know firsthand how just one visit can change your life. After all, it was my first trip to Italy 26 years ago with my mother to discover our ancestral hometown that led me to create the award-winning travel magazine Dream of Italy and this very TV show. Or if you want to move to Italy, stay tuned for how-to tips. Andiamo! We start our journey with the land. The land gives life and inspiration here in Italy. Italians are strongly connected to the earth, which bestows both beauty and bounty. Cheers, ladies! Tonight, I'm living the dream of Italy here at Il Palagio. Salute!
Nice to see you.
Thank you for having us here.
Pleasure.
It's beautiful. Energy is wonderful here.
It is good energy.
The air, the air is magical. I feel like I can breathe.
Yeah. Everything is related. The wine, the way it's grown, what helps the environment. The insects here, the birds here.
Yeah. It's magical.
They're treated kindly.
Yeah.
Nature pays you back 100-fold.
Sting and Trudy produce wine and olive oil and grow vegetables on their organic farm and vineyard in the Tuscan countryside. Of all the places in the world, because you could go anywhere and do anything, why Italy for you?
So this is a dream. It's always a dream of mine to live somewhere in the country, to have grass growing around and things growing. And here we have it. So I think we've dreamt it up. We realized
You manifested it. And
it somehow. I
and
don't
it
know
appeared.
how we did it, but we did.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
What's it like to be a farmer and to grow these vines and have these olive groves?
I always shy away from using the word owner because I don't think we're owners, even though we have our names on an ownership certificate. I would call ourselves stewards, and in that we're here to look after it, to protect it, and if we can, to make it better than it was when we found it. So far, we've managed to do that. And I think the local community will back us up in this.
You know, I met so many of the people who work with you here at El Palagio, and this land is just in their souls.
I think everyone who works here, my impression anyway, is that they love the place. They like coming to work here. They feel part of it. They have a stake in it.
While wine has been produced on this property since the 1500s, Sting and Trudy led a replanting of the vines in 2000. Il Palagio now produces a variety of red, white, and rosé wines sold worldwide. What does wine mean to Italians?
It's essential to the food. That means for Italians, it's besides it's part of the culture and the history, it's something what it's a part of our life. When I taste the wines from Palagio, talking about Sister Moon, Casino delle Vie, When We Dance, or Roxanne, they're reflecting really, beside the soil, but even the personality of Trudy, Tyler, and Sting, who are artists, musicians, but they are smooth. They are, we can say, like water. They are like wind. That means this is what our wines are. They are transmitting you personality, and they're giving you the music and the words.
So which wine are we drinking?
We are drinking Sister Moon, our flagship wine. First vintage was 2007, but what we are drinking is 2015. And this is the blend Sangiovese, Cabernet, and the Merlot.
It's got a lot of character.
There is all my life, my memories in this wine.
Because you grew up on this land.
I grew up here. And when I was a child, I played here in this place with the big barrels. And so when I come here, smell the wine, I jump back.
It's a happy memories.
Very happy memories.
Salute, salute. 50 miles south, Frances Mays is at her Tuscan home Bramasole, where she and her husband Ed are preparing to harvest olives to make olive oil, the healthy fat that is key to the Mediterranean diet.
You enter into this kind of ancient agricultural cycle that's been going on forever, and it really makes you feel close to the land. It's quite something to participate in an olive harvest.
Ed shows me how it's done.
Exactly when do you usually harvest?
You harvest when they're ripe.
So that's whenever they decide.
Exactly, whenever they tell you that they're getting a little darker, they're ready to be picked off the tree. All of our olives are handpicked by poets.
So you produce your own Bramasole olive oil.
We do. We've been drinking it for a long time.
That's why you look so good.
Well, you know, you're supposed to. FDA says 2 tablespoons per person per day.
Okay.
Which is 20 or 30 liters.
I could do that. With
we
Italian
do.
cooking,
Yes,
you
have
can
to.
get that.
It's the secret.
Much.
It's a secret.
It's the secret of Italian life.
I just want to pour some of this beautiful green oil on this bread. Soak it up.
A lot of people have said, oh, you brought this place back to life. So I always take that to heart.
And last night you mentioned, and I feel it so strongly, the energy of this place. Again, like a magnet, it pulls you in and you feel better.
You know, we decided when we saw the place originally that it had been neglected, and so we wanted to treat the land in an organic way and not put chemicals on it. And it's amazing what happens to nature when you allow it to just be nature. It actually revitalizes itself, it heals itself, and you see stuff growing out of the ground. I mean, I'm a city boy. Just to see something that you plant bear fruit, is still a miracle to me. I don't, you know, food came out of a can for me for most of my life. So to see it growing almost as you watch is still, it's a miracle.
Living close to the land not only produces sustenance, but nurtures our souls. A study in the journal Nature shows that even spending as little as 2 hours a week in nature improves health and feelings of well-being. Get back to nature. Find a beautiful and quiet place to hike or just to think. Visit a local farm. Appreciate what the earth gives us. Food is life to Italians. Italians buy their food fresh. It's locally grown and prepared with simple recipes. Food brings Italians together. Easy access to fresh, affordable food is one reason Italy ranks at the top of the Bloomberg Global Health Index. The Mediterranean diet calls for moderate amounts of wine and moderate to high consumption of fish, legumes, olive oil, fruits, and vegetables. Sally Carasino fell in love with Italy while traveling here with her late husband. She lives in Florence on an elective residency visa, which allows those who have a source of income, such as retirement funds, to move to Italy. The colors alone in this place.
Yes, yes.
Oh, but you know my favorite. I'm a tomato lover. And I want to pick one up, but...
No. They don't allow that here.
No
It's no
toccare.
self-service.
So he would need to give me a tomato if I
Yes,
wanted
you
one.
decide what you want and...
No toccare, see? No.
Also, when you talk about tomatoes, the taste. I never knew what a real tomato tastes like until I came here.
I find that whenever I'm in Italy, everything tastes better. How often do you come to the market to buy vegetables?
Every day.
Every day?
Because you only buy what you can eat that day. You don't buy for a week. I mean, I'm constantly shocked on how less I pay for food.
If you have to go out every day to buy your vegetables, you're going to see people.
And I think that's one of the reasons that Italy has the oldest society here, because they are out. They're not just cooped up in their house watching TV. They're meeting people.
You can age really well. And it's not just because of the fresh food. For food and drink, Italians still visit individual local producers and shops, like this unique wine store where the emphasis is on less waste.
Kathy, have you ever heard of the concept in Italy of vino sfuso?
I have, but I've never done it.
Loose wine.
Loose wine? Ooh, sounds exciting.
Buongiorno. You first decide maybe what kind of wine you want so you'll know what type of a bottle. And then you pick out the type of wine. He fills it, and then he corks it, and you take it home. And then you bring it back and you pay a little bit less because you're paying for the bottle to begin with, but you're not paying for the bottle when you come back.
That's very eco-friendly.
I think that's an interesting thing.
This one piece will make 52 layers.
Watch on mobile devices or the big screen. All for free. No subscription required.
One of the joys of traveling and eating your way through Italy is that each region, indeed each town, has its own local specialties. Francis Ford Coppola is partial to the unique foods of his ancestral hometown, Bernalda.
There's lambrascione, which is a very mysterious, looks like a little onion, but it's not an onion. And they cook it 100 different ways. And they only really have it in Puglia and Basilicata. Then there are these other mysterious things like capuzel. Capuzel is particularly daunting to a kid because it's a half of a sheep's head or a lamb's head with the brains and everything. And
Italy's impoverished past informs its tradition of cucina povera.
It's the poor kitchen. It's vegetables extended with bread, because in Tuscany, they still have fresh bread every day. And the other thing is, taking the time to eat is so crucial because they don't eat everything at once. it's, you know this, there's a slow procession of courses. You have the antipasti, then the primo, secondo, the dessert, and then after that, Ed's favorite moment, the digestivo.
Not the grappa.
Arlene Antoinette Gibbs moved to Rome to pursue a new career as an interior designer. She has also discovered a favorite simple snack.
So finally, we get to have some pizza here. This is one of the best places in Rome to have pizza bianca. But you've had it before?
Pizza bianca, of course. It's a great Roman snack.
And this was really one of the best places to get it here in Rome.
So what's on it?
It's only olive oil and salt.
That's the
Obviously.
thing about Italy. Everything is simple. Semplice.
Yes, simply. Well, that's why it's all about the ingredients, because if you don't have a lot of ingredients, they all have to be
really
perfect.
good.
Joe Sponzo is the chef at Sting and Trudy's estate, Il Palagio.
So Tuscan cuisine, tell me about it. It's pretty simple.
It's very simple, but it's very precise.
I'm hearing a few quacks and cuckoos
those lovely.
What do you have over there?
We have chickens. They run wild, and then in the morning times we have about 25 eggs a day. My whole premise is on the garden. I start with the garden, and then I build the plate around that.
We have a farm shop, serves the local community, and they're very grateful for organic vegetables. And our eggs are really good organic eggs, as well as all the wine.
Look at this.
Oh my gosh.
You say it, and
Yeah.
you know, wow, I want to eat this.
This is a dream. This is what we all aspire to eat really well, to eat fresh and green.
Fresh.
And clean. We call it clean eating. I got to visit your garden this morning with Joe and see all the vegetables and the vibrant colors. And I know you and Trudy are very into well-being. How does this place feed that for you?
Well, you can have a watermelon that was in the garden 20 minutes before you eat it. Now, that level of freshness it's a rare thing in modern life, so I appreciate it. The tomatoes are the same. They come straight to the table. They taste different. It's an incredible privilege, and I'm also immensely grateful. We eat well, and we feel well. I also like to share it. We'd never had less than 30 people at any meal,
Very Italian.
We're Italians.
Yeah.
Eat as the Italians do. Think fresh, local, organic ingredients and prepare simple recipes following the Mediterranean diet. You will relish the tastes and be healthier. The first step to transforming and thriving the Italian way? Travel here. Follow these tips to travel deeper. Food is truly the passport to understanding everything Italian. Pay attention to the production, the flavors, and the enjoyment of food here. Coming up, Francis Ford Coppola and the meaning of family in Italy. And Sting performs.
You don't have to put on the red light. Put on the red light. Put on the red light.
La Familia.
Family is the very essence of Italian life. Everything revolves around the family.
Francis Ford Coppola opened Palazzo Margherita, a boutique hotel in the birthplace of his grandfather, not only to honor his heritage, but as a place to spend time with family, like his opera composer uncle, who recently passed away at the age of 102.
Well, Uncle Kiki, what is so special about Bernalda? What do you love about Bernalda?
Well, because it takes us back to the fact that our very roots are here.
We knew we were sort of half Italian and half American. Everything originated from the fact that we came from a part of Italy known as Basilicata.
It was the search for my own Italian roots that also brought me to Italy. My mother and I were the first of our family to return to the town of Castelvetere sul Calore in more than 100 years. Italy and our travels here, more than 20 trips in total, brought us much closer together. While travel is a great way for families to bond, studies show vacations and living abroad can increase the brain function, academic grades, and aspirations for children. Author David Bach and his wife Alicia moved from New York City to Florence to experience the Italian lifestyle with their family.
Our dream of Italy was to live rich now. It was not to do it someday when we retire. It was to live rich now, to experience this with our family together. And the fact that we're getting to do that right now, to me, that's our dream of Italy.
There's nothing that screams family more in Italy than the tradition of a long Sunday lunch. Today, the Bachs are joining the half-Italian, half-American Pierzini family for a barbecue of bistecca alla Fiorentina.
Look at that.
Everyone good?
Ready?
Picture.
I think that's the part where we just keep pinching ourselves. Like, yes, we manifested this, but now we're getting to live it, and we're getting to see the effects of what it's doing to our family, and that's the greatest gift ever.
I also think it's the little things. Like, it's really, really fun after school when James says, oh my gosh, Mom, can I have a gelato? And can we go to the cartelleria because I need to get this special pen? And the wonderful walk, and we start looking up and we start talking about what we learned about why the buildings look this way. And then we practice our Italian, asking the owner if we can buy this pen. Right, you know, that's actually what the relationship of mom and child is supposed to be, but we didn't have that till we came here.
You go to the local businesses here, and they're businesses that have been in families for generations. You have grandma, you have dad, and you have the granddaughters all working together.
While Italy may seem very traditional, as a single woman, Arlene Antoinette Gibbs feels welcomed into a different kind of family.
The concept of family is different. Like, I feel like in the States, it's more like mother, father, you know, kids.
Nuclear.
It's very specific, and anything outside that norm is kind of like,
Yeah.
Whereas there are many ways to be a family, but then I also have like a family here of very close friends.
Buonasera.
Buonasera. Hi,
Trudy.
How are you?
Cheers. Cheers. So Arlene tells me this is her Italian-based family. Is this true?
Some of us are Italian, some of us are Americans. You know what I mean? It was like half and half, or, you know.
Yes. Why do you think Americans like Italy?
They don't allow themselves to be so passionate about life. So when they encounter somebody that is like, quote unquote, normal human being, but
So there's normal human beings here.
but they are actually allow themselves to be passionate about life. They love that.
Passion for life and family might take you to unexpected places like Italy. Studies show those with more family ties age better. Create your own family of friends to help you through life. Make sure you get off the beaten path. There are so many treasures in Italy, it would take a lifetime or two to see them all. Enjoy the Italian pace of life. Italians live in harmony with time. They're not fighting against it or rushing. Time is long here in Italy. Just look at their history. Italians make time for the people and things that they love.
There's not that sense here that you're pushing up against time, that you're checking your watch and, you know, living against the clock. It's more like time is a river. Time is something that flows and you're in it. And I think that, to me, is the secret of why people just notch it down a bit when they get here and feel like they can be themselves.
As we were moving here, one of the conversations we had was that we were telling the kids the difference between Italy and America is that people here work to live. In America, we live to work. And they were like, what does that mean? And then the ironic thing is that literally in a cab driver here explained the whole story to my children. And he's like, I drive this cab, I live a great life. And he says, as he's dropping us off at 1 o'clock, he says, I am all done for the day. I am going home to have lunch with my mother. She is 80. She cooks lunch for me every day. She may not want to, but she does now.
I was like, don't get any ideas.
And then he literally used those words. He's like, in Italy, we work to live. We don't live to work. And what we're learning here to do in Florence is slow down to the speed of life. And that is a gift.
It's very human.
What helps you in life that you take from the Italians in Italy?
I think that it gives me back my sanity, this time that I have to recharge my batteries here. That just being here and going at the pace of the animals, we sit under the stars, we drink our wines, we laugh, and we feel really lucky.
Slower pace of life lessens stress. And according to the American Medical Association, stress is the root cause of 60% of all human illness and disease. It is also important to have time for new or surprising experiences as we get older. Why? It can make time actually feel like it is passing slower. The brain processes novel stimuli the way it did when we had all kinds of firsts as children. And that helps us feel like we have all the time in the world.
It takes you a month to organize a dinner with a friend in California. Here it's all very spur of the moment.
Italians live in the moment. Magical things happen when they're not all planned out.
Well, I know it's your vacation.
Vacation?
Well, I know
Explain
what's
that
that. I don't
concept
take
to
them
me.
either.
Explain it.
I don't take them either, but the Italians do.
They
So
do,
we have
they're
to be
all-
like the Italians.
I wish I could learn that skill, to do nothing.
Dolce far niente.
I like to work.
Italians are creatures of habit. Every day follows a routine of rules and rhythms. A daily routine reduces stress and anxiety. First thing in the morning, make an espresso in your mocha pot. Stop for a second espresso at the local bar. The 4 servings of espresso Italians drink daily helps cardiac and cognitive function. Next, head to the local market to buy fresh, seasonal ingredients. Make a sit-down lunch the main meal of the day. Though not as prevalent as it once was, the afternoon pausa, or break, is a great way to recharge. Late afternoon is passeggiata time. Take a walk in the Piazza. Then join friends for an aperitivo. Moderate alcohol intake has many health benefits. Finally, eat a light dinner. Try to follow the rhythm of an Italian day. Routine can be good for you, especially when it incorporates community and connection. Slow down. Make time for the people and things that you love. Do as the Italians do and simply do nothing. Dolce far niente. Plan to leave time for serendipity. Italians live in the moment, and you should too. Let Italy happen to you. Art and culture are everywhere in Italy. Italy has one of the richest cultures on earth. This is the birthplace of the Renaissance and home to the majority of the world's artistic treasures.
My mother used to say when we were kids, I remember very vividly, she said, Francis, you're so lucky. You're an American, and America is the greatest country in the world. And my father would say, yes, you're American, but you're also Italian, and the Italians are the greatest culture in the world.
I think it's that soft power that Italy radiates around the world that attracts people here. How does all this stuff come from here? How did the Renaissance come from here? How did these artists come from here? And this music, and this wine, this food. There's a reason. I'm not sure I can pinpoint what the reason is, but this is it.
You get the freedom to explore your interest, and I think that comes from the fact that there's so much art. Art seems natural. It doesn't seem like something that is taking place in a museum or in an art school. It's air you breathe is art. And so it feels natural to you to want to connect with that and want to do that yourself.
Not only does viewing art and taking in all kinds of culture, like music, improve our mood and cognitive function, actually participating in artistic pursuits helps us at any age.
To expose our kids to this culture. Like, we have a young son who's really into art. He even said this morning, Dad, I want to be an artist. So, like, what better place to bring him?
This statue right here.
Yep.
There's a statue on the Ponte Vecchio. The person's face is actually the same person that made that sculpture. We love to like look at the doors and the doorknobs. They're like carved and they have all these cool like artwork on them.
So you know what I've learned when I've come to Italy? Even like the simple things are works of art.
Italians love music. Opera must have been invented as the soundtrack for Italian life, with some breaking into song during a Roman aperitivo.
La donna è mobile, qual piuma al vento, muta d'accento e di pensiero, sempre una
There was an opera singer, La Scala, and he sang an aria and tremendous, and the people saying, un'altra volta, and he said, oh, molto grazie, I'm so moved, and he sang it again, and when it was over, they go back, un'altra volta, and he sang it again. Finally, he said, please, everyone, just, how many times do you want me to sing this? And they said, until you get it right.
Dream of Italy, travel, transform, and thrive. Researchers at Johns Hopkins University have found that listening to music can reduce anxiety, blood pressure, and pain, as well as improve sleep quality, mood, mental alertness, and memory. Put cultural events on your calendar. Expose your brain to new sights, sounds, and experiences. Enjoy the touristy places. There's a reason you've heard about them your entire life, but see them from new perspectives. Beauty will save us all. Architecture, art, design, fashion, even a simple table setting. It's like the Italians invented beauty.
What is your dream of Italy?
Well, I'm living in this dream of Italy. You know, if you pan the camera around, you'll see a vista that is dreamlike. You know, I mean, it's like the background to a Da Vinci painting. You know,
Yes.
without the Mona Lisa, there you are. But that background is the same one that the Renaissance artists looked at and were inspired by. So, as an artist, albeit a musician, I still find this landscape inspiring. I can look at the Apennines every night as the sun goes down, and they're changing every second. The shadows are deepening, and the colors are, you know, so rich and powerful. It's a real inspiration.
So when I came here, it's like I'd really died and gone to heaven. All those pictures of heaven, it's like, did I die?
Like you couldn't even have dreamt it.
No,
It's beyond even.
So when you say the dream of Italy, this is the dream of Italy, and it's also the reality of Italy.
A lot of times when you visit Italy as a tourist, you take pictures and you're taking a picture of what looks like a painting, but we're living in a painting now. And we have these moments where our kids look out on the views and go, I can't believe this is our life.
Arlene came to Rome to work as an interior designer, but finds inspiration outside too, even just walking down the street.
You have to look up.
You have to look up.
In
Isn't that
Italy.
gorgeous? I mean, look at this.
Oh my God.
Look at the shrine. So you see these all over Rome, and also in other parts of Italy, the Madonna and Child.
Always the Madonna and Child.
Yeah. Isn't that gorgeous?
It feels like you're protected here.
Yes. It's part of the DNA. And it's not just, you know, interior design or architecture or just physical beauty, like how you wear makeup or how you wear your hair. It's just in a way you approach things in life, like everything, and it touches everything. Presentation is really important. Most of my Italian friends, when I go into their homes, I was like, oh, that chest came from my nonna. And on top of it would be like a piece of modern art. Like, I just love that mix.
Yeah.
I think it gives a really great energy to a space. Just that idea of mixing old and new. It's one of my favorite stores in Rome. I bring clients here all the time. It's a great resource.
It looks like a treasure trove. How much is that? ¿Cuánto costa?
This is 90.
And you know, this is the kind of thing that you'll remember for the rest of your life. So put it in your home.
And every time you see it, you'll be reminded of this place.
Italians are some of the most fashionable people on the planet. After all, this is the birthplace of Prada, Gucci, and Fendi. Taking a page from them and dressing as an act of beauty will help you feel better.
And I know when I've spent time in Italy, I go home and I dress better. You know, because in America, we're wearing yoga pants and t-shirts.
All day, to dinner.
But Italians, they still dress.
Beauty will save the world. And I feel that, especially now, there is something very powerful about choosing to look toward the beauty and not the ugliness.
Not only does beauty inspire us, but it stays with us. Patients with Alzheimer's disease have been shown to retain their memories of beauty, recent and past, as well as their aesthetic preferences. Add some color and design to your life. Visit a museum, or even learn to create your own works of art. Being surrounded by beauty makes you happier. Coming up, how to reclaim Italian citizenship by blood, and Sting sings a crowd favorite. Community raises everyone up.
Italians are all about people. They live in community and take care of each other. The Piazza is like the town living room, with young and old coming together to support each other and share their lives.
So when I come to a place like this, to me this is so Italy, because in the morning you'll see this place packed with all basically friends, almost like the show Friends. They're coming in here, they're having their morning espresso.
Italians aren't lonely, I think, like Americans, because they have these places.
Well, they live in community.
Yeah.
The same people are here, and depending on the time. Like if I come in here at 7:30, it's the same group. If I come at 8:30, it's the same group, but it's a different group.
And the reason for that community is this piazza and the piazza adjoining us. It's just the living room for everyone who lives around here. This is the living room.
So there really is something to the title of your book, See You in the Piazza. And that's about all of Italy, so it happens in every town.
It's the blessing of Italy.
Throughout life, having close social ties and support leads to better mental and physical health, including reduced risk for cognitive decline. Those who lack social connections have 50% higher odds of dying than those who have community, according to numerous studies.
Having a dog is the best.
You get to meet everybody, and it doesn't matter what language you speak.
Exactly. We all speak dog.
I speak it very well.
One of the things I tell people is to let go of any of your past I don't want to do things and be open to everything. I made a promise to myself that I would say yes to all invitations. I wanted to try everything, every type of food, every type of activity. I joined a painting class. I joined a sculpture class. I joined a book club.
With these activities, not only is Sally experiencing the benefits of connecting with those of all ages, but she's learning new skills, and that has a direct effect on preserving memory as one ages.
In California, I spent my life in my car and the traffic, and it's a car culture. I feel healthy here because I'm walking all the time. I'm active. I'm really active. We're jumping on a bus, or we're going to meet friends, or we're going to the movies.
Movement is indeed a key element of the Italian lifestyle. Those who live in highly walkable, mixed-age communities are more likely to reach the age of 100. According to a study conducted by Washington State University, regular moderate exercise, like walking 30 minutes per day, improves brain health, happiness levels, weight control, and prevention of disease. Connect with those around you of all generations. Meet your neighbors and look for new ways to share. Get to know the locals. They are the key to unlocking everything that is magical about Italy. Celebrations are vital.
Dream of Italy!
Life is meant to be celebrated in Italian culture through faith, festivals, and age-old traditions that are shared by everyone. Auguri! Grazie!
They have here in the summer a thing I love, which is the Festa of San Bernardino. So there's a lot of events on the weekends right here in the streets, beauty contest, Lamberjun, a cooking day, or a music reggae festival. So they make their own fun.
I've been honored to take part in some of these real-life Italian celebrations. In my ancestral hometown of Castelvetere Soccolore, my mother and I walked in the procession to honor Madonna delle Grazie. In Cortona, Frances Mays and I donned medieval costumes as part of an historic archery competition. But it's just as important to mark personal milestones too, and Italy provides the perfect setting.
We always celebrate our wedding anniversary here. And so at a certain point we decided, we're going to include these lovely local people who are so kind to us and ask them for a drink, and started to have a toast to our wedding anniversary. And it's sort of grown and grown, and then Sting said, oh hell, I've got to get up and sing a song then, I should do that.
And we're throwing a party tonight for the locals. And we'll drink some wine together. But we've always welcomed them into our world because I think otherwise it would seem strange.
This event is as much looked forward to by us as it is them.
It sounds like it's taken on a life of itself.
Yes, it has.
Put on the red light. 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 You don't have to put on the red light. Rockstar all the time. Rockstar.
Scientists have measured the effects of celebrating. Your body produces more oxytocin and endorphins, which lowers stress and boosts your immune system. You don't have to go all the way to Italy to celebrate something special. Finding home brings comfort and contentment. Italy feels like home, and there's no better feeling than being in the place where you belong.
When I first came here, I looked around, dropped my bags, and said, I'm home.
And I think that for most people, they're looking for that in their lives.
We all are.
When we first came to Il Palagio in 1997, we wanted to create a place to escape with our friends and our growing family, and a place to rest and restore ourselves, all in the beautiful setting of the Tuscan countryside.
Per averci dato la possibilità di vivere questo posto speciale per me e per la mia famiglia. Grazie a tutti, grazie.
Ha deciso oggi di ufficializzare la richiesta di conferire la cittadinanza onoraria a Sting e Trudy per il loro gesto.
Tonight, Sting and Trudy are being made honorary citizens of their adopted hometown, Figline in Cisa Valdarno. I received the same honor in my ancestral hometown, Castelvetere Soccolore. I've always dreamed of reclaiming my real Italian citizenship, which Italy bestows jure sanguinis, by right of blood. No matter where in the world a child is born, if he or she is born to an Italian citizen, the child is considered Italian and can usually pass on citizenship to his or her descendants. Many Americans with Italian ancestors have applied at Italian consulates here in the U.S. to have their citizenship recognized. My maternal grandparents were both born here in America to Italian citizens. Because of an old Italian law, I can't reclaim citizenship through my maternal grandfather, whose family hailed from Castelvetere sul Calore. My maternal grandmother's parents, Generoso Cazzone and Caterina Scrima, who emigrated from the town of Ariano Irpino, never naturalized, making my grandmother Italian, who then passed on citizenship to my mother, Kathleen. But because of a provision in the Italian Constitution of 1948, my mother could not pass on her citizenship to me. Attorney Michele Capecchi in Florence says there's hope. I can go to court in Rome to file an appeal to the so-called 1948 rule, since the Italian Supreme Court has upheld it as discriminatory.
Women has the same right, and therefore that your grandmother Mary and your mother Kathleen were Italians by blood and had the same constitutional right to pass their citizenship to you. So
it's possible?
It is, in my opinion, from the document I've seen, it seems very likely that you will be able to claim your Italian citizenship through your maternal side.
So we can go in front of the court and say, this is discrimination against women. They should be able to pass on the blood.
You will be treated, and the entire family tree, the entire Kathleen and Mary, they will be registered in the same birth registry of Ariano Irpino, where Generoso was coming from. You never lost it.
But to be able to go through my mother and my grandmother and to honor them that way, it's really beautiful. And I come from a line of strong women.
You have good genes.
More than 16 million Americans have some Italian blood, and many can reclaim their Italian citizenship, giving them an Italian passport and an easy way to move to Italy or the European Union. Not only does Italy offer an extraordinary quality of life in aspects from food to community, but lower cost of living, affordable health care, and sense of safety also bring expats here.
One of the things that makes Italy easier is its lower cost. So for anybody who's watching this right now thinking, I could never do what they're doing, first thing I would tell you is you can live an extraordinary life in Italy on a very ordinary income.
Italy's healthcare system ranks second in the world in performance, according to the World Health Organization. Citizens and legal residents have the right to join the national healthcare system, which is high quality and low cost, or to opt for affordable private insurance. Damien O'Farrell has coached 10,000 expats on moving to Italy.
Health. Oh, we got to talk about health. Okay. I mean, this is vital for expats, okay? I mean, when I hear what some people pay for health insurance in other markets, I almost keel over.
I pay probably 600 euros a month just for the insurance.
Okay, I only pay 1,200 euros a year, and you can also, as an expat, you can also pay into the national health, because that means you get a local doctor. I know people, they pay in 400 euros a year, and that gives them total access to the health service.
And then they don't have a bill after they go to the hospital.
No, that's unheard of.
And part of health is sense of safety.
When I walk around Rome, even late at night, I don't feel menaced. It's a very safe city.
Yeah.
And that is, I think for me, it's a major plus. And everybody who comes here and starts living here, they all say the same. They say they never felt as safe as they do in Italy.
Tempted to make the move? Here's where to start.
If your heart is telling you right now that you'd like a radical sabbatical, that you'd like to move to Italy, start by picking a date. Literally pick a date. It could be 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now, and then you work backwards. And what you need to do is open a dream account, an account that literally you put money from every paycheck into that account.
There are more resources than ever, including through this program.
You're literally one click away from finding a solution to whatever it is you want to do. I mean, your show is called Dream of Italy, right? Someone can watch your show and read your newsletter and pretty much learn through that experience, how do I get here?
Don't move to Italy without making a trial run to be sure you've chosen the right location to live. Sally rented an apartment she found on the internet for a trial stay in Florence.
And we spent a fabulous 3 months. I wasn't lonesome. There was just so much to do, so many challenges.
Foreigners can spend 90 days out of every 180 days in Italy without needing a visa. So living in Italy for a total of 6 months per year is possible. For full-time residency, in addition to citizenship or being sponsored by a company for work, there are several other options.
First one, an elective residency visa, of course, if you are retired, or even if you're not retired, if you're a person who is willing to stay here and you don't need to actively engage in business activity, you can come here as a freelancer, or you can set up a business here. You can come here as a student and then eventually convert your status from student to set up a business.
Learn as much of the language as possible before you come and then while you're here, especially if you want to work here.
One of the things I always tell people is you really need a good accountant and a good lawyer. You get your dream team, and once you've got that, your life is basically set up.
Some might say your dream team also needs to include a hairdresser, like Sally's. You need to come to Italy with something to do: work, raising a family, taking art classes, whatever it might be.
If you don't have a sense of purpose, what's it all about? When people tell me I'm so lucky to live in Florence, I correct them because it's not luck. Luck is going out and finding a bus. I'm fortunate because I created this to happen, and it just didn't happen overnight. It's work, and you've got to be committed to it. I didn't want to wake up someday and think, I wish I did, I wish I did, I wish I did that. I've done it.
And you can too. The Dream of Italy formula is simple. Travel. Travel virtually through our shows or on the ground in real life and discover what Italians do better than the rest of us. Transform. Apply the principles of the Italian lifestyle to your own life and start dreaming bigger. Thrive. Live a happier and healthier life where you are now or in your new home in Italy.
I would encourage, everyone that I know, if they can get to Italy before they die, then you've come to paradise a tad early.
Our Italian dreams can take so many forms, but the most important thing to do is to take action to make your own dream of Italy come true. As we travel, transform, and thrive. In loving memory of my parents, Kathleen and Stephen McCabe, who always believed in my dreams.